Pip pip cheerio. Hello, Catalina. Are you ready for the House on Mango Street test today in my classroom?
Test?
Yes, of course. The test.
Can you give me a brief reminder of the novel, Mr. English?
Fine. We have more than 6 minutes before the bell. Let's see what we can get done.
Gee, thanks, Mr. English.
Okay, so let's begin. Do you know what personal, social, and cultural obstacles Esperanza faces in the novel? Well, let's not waste any time. Do you know what I am talking about? Dang, you look unprepared. Anyway, first Esperanza faces personal barriers such as her desire to get out of the house on Mango Street and move onward. Her family doesn't have enough money to afford a house with running water and pipes that work, stairs, a basement, 3 washroom, that is white with many trees around it. The dream house would have a large yard and no fence. This is a personal challenge because she wants to invent for herself what she will become, and she doesn't want to be part of her poor community or the low expectations the world has for her as a Spanish female. Do you know what the social one is?
Yeah, there are 2 social implications in the novel that Esperanza faces: are having no real friends in the beginning and later beginning to experience feelings of becoming attracted to the opposite gender. She would hang out with her siblings, mostly her brothers, but they didn't want to be seen with her in public. In addition, her sister was too young to hang out with. Also, she realizes when hanging out with Sally that some boys that Sally hangs out with have ulterior motives. For example, rape.
The final obstacle Esperanza deals with is cultural. Her cultural impediment is about the fact that she doesn't like her Spanish name. I'll tell you more about this when we discuss motifs. A major part of the test is about motifs in the novel. Do you remember any that we discussed in class yesterday? Shame.
Whatever. Please help me.
Indeed. So, to begin, some major motifs in the novel, The House on Mango Street, are names, falling shoes, and women in windows. Do you remember anything about them?
Totes. Well, I only remember the significance of names. The main character, Esper.
Anza. Esperanza.
Oh yeah. I knew that. So, I was saying, Esperanza really doesn't like her Spanish name and she wants to live the American dream.
True that. In the novel, Esperanza learns her name means hope in English, though she feels her name in Spanish means sadness, waiting, and in her opinion too many letters. Also, her neighbor, Motifs, dislikes his real Spanish name Juan, whose mother is the only one who calls him that. Can you think of any other examples that can support the name's motif?
Oh yeah, I'm starting to remember now. Her sister, Nanny's real name is Magdalena, but everyone calls her the more American name, Nunny. This shows the mix of English and Spanish languages and cultures. Also, wasn't there something about Eskimos and clouds?
Yes, that's right. Esperanza, Nini, and their friends were talking about how Eskimos have 30 different names for snow. Esperanza believes this is because snow is important to the Eskimos, and the more important something is, the more names it has. Esperanza is upset because she only has one name. She thinks this is because she is not significant. Then they discuss how clouds have many names. Nini starts naming clouds with a mix of Spanish and American names. This shows that Nini has been greatly influenced by both cultures. A second motif is falling. Can you give an example?
Esperanza's friend Mim and her have their first annual Tarzan jumping contest. Although, Mim won, he broke his arms. Right? He had to have fallen to do that. Right?
Correct. He broke both arms. Can you think of anything else?
Esperanza's dad built railings on the windows of their old apartment so the children wouldn't fall out. And something about a woman falling from the sky.
Right. The boy was the son of Rosa Vargas. Rosa had a ton of kids and one, Angel, thought he could fly and ended up falling and dying. Also, Esperanza describes her sick Aunt Loop as being distant, like she fell into a well.
Ah.
The next motif is shoes. In the novel, high-heeled shoes represent maturing into a woman. A neighboring family gave Esperanza and her friends high-heeled shoes, which they wore around the community. Because of their shoes, everyone looked at them differently. Esperanza sees shoes as a symbol of growing up. At a family party, Esperanza has to wear her old saddle shoes with her new outfit. She feels she looks crooked and dumb because she is not wearing high heels. Eventually, she lets her uncle dance with her even though she believes her feet look ugly. Also, when she dreams about a house of her own, she mentions there are shoes beside her bed, and the house would be her own.
Is there anything else?
Of course. Finally, there is women in windows, which signifies women being physically, mentally, and emotionally trapped by their husbands, fathers, or children. First, there is Mamacita, who had a child and came to America through her husband. Her husband never let her leave her room, where she would cry after being verbally abused. Next, there is Rafaela, whose husband locked her in their house because he is afraid that she will run away because she is too beautiful to look at. Then there is Sally, whose father says being beautiful is trouble and does not let her dance or go out with her friends. But don't forget Minerva. Minerva is slightly older than Esperanza, but she already has 2 kids and a husband who abandoned her. Minerva's husband has left and keeps leaving. This means that even after everything he does to her, she always gives him another chance because she is accustomed to his physical abuse. Oops. 'Tis the bell. Time's up.